Welcome, Street Talk and Other Stuff with Mike Mad Dog Magnati. Thanks for tuning in on this wet, cold, miserable day in January. Now, have I ever told you how I feel about winter? So I said it before, I'm going to say it again. You know, coming from a man who's read the Bible, been a Christian all his life, I'm going to tell you something. Hell is not hot. It's cold. It's just like this outside, wet and sloppy, okay? The only thing that's going to be hot in hell is the beer, okay? Okay, well, thanks for tuning in. I've got a good show, but I was thinking of something today. I have a couple of performers today. And I was thinking once when I was a patrol police officer, I pulled a car over and talking to the guy, and I see in the back seat he's got like 12 knives. I said, "What are you doing with those knives?" He says, "Well, I'm a performer. I'm a juggler. I juggle those knives." I said, "You do not?" He says, "Yes, I do." I said, "Prove it." She said, "Okay." So he got out of the car, and he started juggling these knives. You know, I was pretty impressed. And this car drives by and slows down and says, "Oh my God, I'm glad I quit drinking. I can't believe what these DUI tests are like nowadays." Okay. All right. Look, I amuse myself, and that's basically what I'm looking for. But hey, look, like I said, I have got a great show today. I've got a couple of great guests. I've got a great live theater performance opportunity coming up soon. But hey, Street Talk and Other Stuff, you stick around, we will be right back. So.
The Clearwater Saloon and Casino has the best Vegas-style games in East Wenatchee. Come enjoy yourself and discover the nightly action. Win big and meet new friends at the Clearwater Saloon and Casino.
Tiki Hawaiian Barbecue, family owned and operated on North Wenatchee Avenue, right next to Hooked on Toys. Tiki Hawaiian Barbecue uses only fresh ingredients, handcrafted with love, including authentic Hawaiian barbecue and Japanese-style ramen noodle soups. And the bubble teas will keep you coming back for more. Enjoy the culinary tour of the Pacific Rim with Hawaiian barbecue lunches and combo plate classics, as well as ramen noodle soups. Tiki Hawaiian Barbecue. Enjoy their comfort food like you're one of the family.
At Confluence Health, our mission is clear: to provide exceptional care for our community. We believe in healthcare that's personal and local because we're just like you, members of this great community.
We are Confluence.
Local care by and for our community.
Local care by and for our community.
Local care by and for our community.
We are Confluence.
Okay, we're back. Street Talk and Other Stuff. And hey, I want to introduce my guest today. This is Miss Meg Kapler.
Hello. Nice to meet you.
You know, I always tell my guests beforehand, when I go like this, it means I want to shake hands.
I was just mesmerized by your eyes. I didn't even see the hand.
Yeah, okay. And well, my good friend Milo Clanky. You guys are bad. You're bad.
Right out of the game.
Love you, Mike.
I know, I love you too. And I appreciate the poking fun at me, okay? Yeah, well, you know, now these folks here are in a show called An Inspector Calls. It's Music Theater Wenatchee's January show. It opens this Thursday night.
Yes, it does.
Okay, now this is a very compelling script. It's a great story. When the director, Terry Sloan, sent me the script to read months ago, I messaged her back and said, I hate you. And she said, why? I said, because I can't try out for it. Because we're in the midst of doing another show at the time. Not that I ever would have been cast. I don't mean to be presumptuous too soon. But it would have been a fun show to try out for. But I appreciate you being here.
Yeah, it's our pleasure.
So Meg, okay, let's start. Just a little bit about yourself. Tell people about you, your life, family.
A little bit about me. Yeah, I grew up in Ephrata.
Okay.
Yeah, and theater background was, actually I was a soccer player all the way from 4 years old to all the way through high school, but I had an ACL injury, and so I had a surgery when I was 16, and that's when I first started really doing theater in high school.
Okay.
So that's a little bit about how I got into theater, right?
But you're not a musical gal, are you?
I'm not a musical
We were commiserating about this earlier, so.
Yeah, not that I don't enjoy musicals. It's just not. It's not. I prefer smaller, sort of this kind of drawing room.
Yeah. That's what I mean. I'm big on the acting. Sometimes in musicals, in my mind, people are depending too much on the music to carry the show. I want to see the characters, the characterization.
It's just a whole different kind of experience, right? So I always encourage people, if you've only ever seen musicals, come take a chance on a straight show just because it's just a different experience.
Oh, it is incredible. I've had people come to a live play and they're like mesmerized. Oh my gosh, I didn't, movies and special effects are fine. But to see actual people performing on stage and dealing with issues of, the life that we all deal with, it can be captivating.
Yeah, it can be.
So good. All right. So your family, your husband.
Yeah, Keith, works for Link Transit. He's a travel trainer. He's an awesome guy. We met doing theater. There's a whole story there.
Yeah,
I don't think we have time for that story
family
today,
though,
but
right?
yeah.
Cool. Your son Rowan is in shows.
My son Rowan is in shows. He's done several productions at Eastmont High School, and then my youngest Malcolm is he's into music. He's a drummer. So,
okay. Oh, okay. All right, cool. Okay, Mr. Clanky.
Yes.
Tell us about yourself a little bit,
Oh, well, I don't know where to hardly would begin. I'm rather new to the Wenatchee area. I've only been here 30-some years.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. When did you first come to Wenatchee?
Oh.
What year? Do you remember?
I really don't.
Okay.
Well, it would have been early 90s is what, about as close as I can put it.
Nice to have you, okay.
Really, I'm rather a newcomer to theater in terms of, I've loved theater since I was a teenager.
Yeah.
I watched dramatic plays on Masterpiece Theater that were, and that's where my love of theater really began.
Oh yeah, it's compelling.
But I didn't do theater. Until, well, let's see. It would have been my wife, Cynthia Brown, that drugged me into theater after I met her.
Cynthia's kind of hard to resist in more ways than one.
Well, mine was a rather different entry to the theatrical world. I came down to help out with the haunted house that Mission Creek Player was doing at that time down on Mission Avenue. And that's where we met. She was turning me into a disco zombie. So I was in a mirror ballroom with and as a zombie, in the whole Saturday Night Live tribe. And after that, then it became, she wanted me to build a set for her. So I built my very first set,
and that's
Arsenic and Old Lace.
I mean, you've been a real mainstay in that. You've done a couple sets for me. You did the streetcar set, remember? Which was excellent.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, you did.
Yes.
And somebody later told me not only was that a good show, how well it was staged, with the set construction the way it was done, really added.
Not an easy set to design in that space.
Because you've got that space is a challenge.
Yeah, you're giving the illusion of 2 stories and and it's not a large space.
No, it's not. So
we have an 11-foot ceiling, so trying to make 2 stories there is quite a challenge.
Did a great job, though.
Thanks.
Did a great job. So, well, good. So this show, An Inspector Calls. Okay, first of all, tell us when it opens, how to get tickets. We'll give that information again later, but I want people to to know what's coming. So
So you can get tickets online through the PAC, through the box office. So that's the easiest way.
That's how I got mine.
That's how you got yours. That's great. Yeah, we open on Thursday, the 25th, and we have 7 total performances, and so we've got 2 weekends to catch it.
2 weekends with one matinee.
One matinee, yep.
The first weekend, correct? Okay. And again, Thursday, Friday, Saturday matinee, and then next weekend the same thing without the Saturday matinee. So okay.
Correct.
Just go to Numerica PAC, go to the ticket office. It's very simple. You know, it walks you through it, but good. Okay, so tell us a little bit about the show, okay?
Sure.
Give us some background, okay? What's going on in this show and Inspector Calls. So.
Well, I kind of look at it as M. Night Shyamalan meets Charles Dickens.
Oh.
And that may not...
Rather bleak and dark.
Well, no, surprising.
Oh, okay.
And
all right. So...
Yeah, I don't know where you want to pull the Dickensian bit out of it.
I can absolutely see where you're going with that, for sure. Yeah, I mean, it's in the mystery
You'll understand
genre.
it better after you see the show.
So look, you're going to listen to us, but you got to come see the show. So.
Yeah, it's definitely in that mystery genre, right? And so, yeah, I mean, we start with this you know, it's always hard not to give spoilers, but start with this event, this thing that has happened that directly affects this upper class British family, right? And Mr. and Mrs. Burling here are definitely upper class, trying to climb that ladder and be in the elite of society.
Trying to be even more upper than they already have attained.
They already are, yes. And so this thing happens that we become aware of by this inspector showing up at the house, right? And so then the whole play sort of evolves with, well, how is this family involved in this situation?
Right.
And it just kind of unfolds in this really fun, slow, surprising kind of way, and it's actually got some humorous bits in it too. And I always like to say, if people come see a drama, there's always going to be funny bits in there. Don't ever think that you don't laugh if you think it's funny, right? There's some surprising humor in it too.
Okay, good. All right, so who is your character again, Milo?
Well, I play Mr. Arthur Burling.
Okay, you're kind of the patriarch of the...
I am. I married my wife here as a step up.
Okay.
She's definitely a higher class than I am, but I'm aiming to go even higher.
Oh, all right, good. Okay.
Yes, I'm in line for a knighthood.
Ah,
if
I'm
nothing
impressed.
goes wrong.
So.
Yeah, the show opens with an engagement of our daughter to kind of a friendly rival family and business.
Yeah.
And so this is that kind of marriage of the two kingdoms coming together to kind of make this power.
There's a bit of that. I'm very excited about this.
Very excited about this engagement. We are both, yes. And I would say for Mrs. Burling, my character, I feel like she's a little bit of a mix between a Lady Macbeth type and a Sybil Fawlty type. Have you seen Fawlty Towers, John Cleese?
Yes, I love Fawlty Towers.
Yeah,
I think it's great.
A little bit of that going on there.
Okay, so what should people kind of anticipate when they come and sit down? Okay, what should they be thinking? I mean, you have a beautiful set, very upper class. Okay, it looks really cool. But when people come in, what do you want? What do you want their mood to be? You know?
I think for this kind of show, I don't know, but as an audience member, when I go to this kind of show, if it's a drama or whatever, I just to kind of sit and be open and just just kind of let the story unfold. Sometimes there might be things that aren't quite clear, and that can. It's the same with movies too. If you have that type of a movie where the plot kind of unfolds in this way, and you're like, I don't understand what's going on, and you kind of have to be maybe a little patient with, right? So I would say just relax and just enjoy it and let it kind of unfold, and it's going to be fun and surprising.
Okay, how many people in the cast? How big is your... Oh, I'm sorry, Milo.
I was going to say that I really agree with a lot of that. But really, the thing is, don't come in with any preconceptions, because it's not going to be what you're thinking, regardless of what you're thinking.
So just come in with a blank mind.
That's where the M. Night Shyamalan comes in there. It's never what you're thinking when you're thinking.
Okay, and how big is the cast? I mean, it's fairly...
It's a fairly small cast. It's
6.
Yes.
Yeah, so
really? I thought there were more people than that.
Oh, 7 actually, because so
right,
there's
7.
There's the 4 family members,
right.
And then Gerald, the fiance, the inspector, and then Edna, our maid.
Now, what I always like about family stories is how they fight. Okay, to me, that's always... Not that my family ever fought.
What?
But these upper-class British folks, how do they go about with conflict resolution, so to speak?
I think that's kind of at the heart of it, and it's interesting how that unfolds. I'm going to keep using the word unfold here because it's like, British upper class, right? There's certain ways that that's proper, the manners.
Right.
They're very important,
Sure.
right? And yet, behind closed doors, there's this great moment, and I won't give anything away, but towards the end, where the family is just together for the first time, just themselves in the room, where there's this, it's kind of like that feeling of, okay, now we get to see what really happens, how they really talk to each other.
Oh, yeah, that's a great scene when it's just the family there.
Yeah.
Okay, we're talking with Meg Kapler and Milo Clanky. They are both in the upcoming Music Theater of Wenatchee show, An Inspector Calls. Now, and a cop show is always a good show.
Always.
Right? Okay. All right, but this show opens this Thursday night. You can get tickets at the Numerica Pack. But we're going to talk with these folks some more, but we need to take a break. So stick around. Street Talk and other stuff. We will be right back.
Have you been to Boswell's Furniture lately?
Yes, Boswell's has an expansive 2-story showroom filled with so many great choices for our living room, dining room, and bedroom.
Did you know that Boswell sells directly from their store inventory, so we wouldn't have to wait to get our new furniture?
Yes, plus Boswell's has free local delivery and complimentary design service to help us with the layout and fabric choices.
No waiting and amazing customer service. I mean, why would we go anywhere else?
Boswell's on Easy Street. It's closer than you think.
Global Car Care has the best customer service in the Valley. From the moment you walk in the door, their goal is to help you stay on the road, so you can keep doing what's important to you. Global Car Care certified ASE mechanics stand behind your automotive repairs.
A ductless unit from Carrier can keep anyone comfortable. Take Shelly, for instance. She finds me time in her new attic-turned-home gym. And with her Carrier ductless unit, the temperature is always perfect. No matter how intense her workout gets. Carrier. Total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
Coming home should never be a chore. Let Merry Maids of Wenatchee customize all your cleaning needs. Weekly, bi-weekly, special occasion. Do you have a vacation home that needs cleaning? We clean them too. Locally owned and operated, let Merry Maids do the cleaning while you focus on your family and friends. Merry Maids has special offers to fit your budget. Request your free cleaning estimate today. 509-663-1710.
Okay, we're back. Street Talk and other stuff. Talking with Milo Clanky and Meg Kapler. They're in the upcoming Music Theater of Wenatchee production, An Inspector Calls, that opens this week, Thursday night. But we were talking about the cast. Okay.
Yes. And I wanted to mention that John Schultz as the inspector.
Yes.
I'm sure that a number of people have seen John on stage
I've been in a couple shows with John, seen him. He's great.
John is just loving his role as the inspector,
good.
I think. He's just really taking
playing
to
a cop is the epitome. It's like climbing Mount Everest.
Well, and
it's like going around the horn.
A cop or a crazy person?
Or what?
Either. Crazy person.
Yes,
either.
yeah. Well,
Right.
sometimes
Sometimes
you do the
both.
both at the same time.
I won't go there, but like.
Okay, I'm sorry.
And we've got Skylar Cuthill.
Skylar,
You know,
he played Gomez in.
He did,
Yeah,
yeah.
his family thought he was really good.
Oh,
so.
he was marvelous.
Yeah.
So he plays my son.
A striking resemblance, I'm sure.
Oh gosh! Now,
Caroline Rensel is
Caroline.
our daughter.
Oh,
Plays our daughter
and
Sheila.
I had just seen her in Pride and Prejudice in Leavenworth.
Icicle Creek?
Yeah, Icicle Creek, just a month before rehearsal started or whatever.
Yeah.
And she was fabulous.
Yeah,
and I have just been being, and then there's Jeff Jeff Anderson,
Right,
who I was worked with in Elephant Man 4 years ago, and so this is just a stellar cast.
Yeah, and Casey Safford, she plays her maid.
I have mentioned that it is a heavyweight cast. That you do have some really quality people.
Now, I feel so fortunate because I don't usually get on stage. I'm usually building sets.
Right.
I get on stage maybe twice a decade. Yeah, because our town was like 9 years ago.
Yeah.
Unbelievably. I don't know how that happened.
So it's not what I usually do, but I was shown this script.
Yeah.
And my wife, Cynthia Brown, encouraged me to come down.
Your wife told you to try out, didn't she?
Well, when you put it like that.
I mean, I know Cynthia Milo, okay? You know, I know she operates.
But it was reading the script that sold me, because this is exactly the type of play that really made me fall in love with theater. I adore this type of material.
Oh, cool.
It's
Good.
it's
Yes,
fun to sink your teeth into.
Okay, and it's a 2-act show, right? Okay.
Yes.
And okay. Now it's just us talking, okay? It's a secret. Any stuff going on? Any challenges?
You want the dirt.
You're not going to bring up that unfortunate incident with the ferret and the umbrella, are you?
Yes, I am. I want to hear about that. Come on, I'll keep your secrets.
You guys can talk about that later. I don't know. It's been a fantastic rehearsal process. I've really enjoyed this. This is a stellar cast, and the whole process has been really fun. We were just talking about how folks were off book fairly soon, and that's always a pleasure because you can really start to play then with the material and really find the connections and the pieces.
Well,
in the
that's
show
the thing.
that,
the earlier you know your lines, the more you can develop your character.
Yes.
And I mean, if you have a good actor who's got some creativity, you can get some really good stuff, but you can't do it if you don't know your lines.
It's true.
So.
And I would say Terry's been a really gracious director with all of us. She's got a cast with differing levels of theatrical experience as well, and she's been very gracious in asking the cast sort of for our input and throughout the process in different ways. And that's it's probably given her a huge amount of headache to do it that way, but at the same time, I feel like it has felt like a pretty collaborative process.
Yeah, I think it kind of needs to be. I always tell the actors, look, I mean, let's suggest things, let's try them. Just don't talk amongst yourselves and behind each other's back, okay? But that's good. So it's fun. You having a good time?
Yeah, for sure.
If it's not fun, But just, what does performing do for you? I mean...
Yeah, well, it's interesting for me. When I first, I decided to do theater and actually get a degree in it because I was really fascinated. It was between psychology and theater, because it was either like the book learning version of psychology and the human psyche, or doing it on stage in a fun way. And so for me, I've always. That's I think why I like the straight shows and shows like this that aren't necessarily musicals, because you get such an opportunity to dive into the writing, to dive into the characters, to really develop that, because it's the human nature piece that really gets me going.
It's just performing's fun. Okay, so being a person who's behind the scenes, often with the set building, how do you like transitioning into the performance part?
It's not easy.
No, it's not. So, I would imagine. So.
Well, what I like when I'm building set, I can often just go down to the theater and just work, and I'm on my own, and I get into my own world, and I put things together and go, that looks pretty good. And when transition to stage, I'm going out there and I'm going to do my best. How was that? I don't know. You have to tell me.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I don't know.
That's the thing. I mean, you can feel good about it, but you need to have that input. And I'll tell you honestly, anytime I'm in a show or having directed one, there comes a point in rehearsals, usually later in the period, where I'm driving down the road, usually down Roosevelt Street, on my way to the where I tell myself, you're going to make a total fool of yourself. You never should have done this. This is going to fall. But then I say, no, you've worked hard. Just going to go out and give it your best.
I think the great thing about theater too is it is such a collaborative thing, and so you're not out there on your own necessarily. Unlike stand-up comedy or other things that are kind of solo pursuits. You've got your cast, you've got your scenes, you've got the work that you've put in together collectively, and this is I think one of the strengths of this particular cast is our ability to really listen to each other.
You get that synergy.
You do,
that just,
and so
2 + 2 makes 5, not 4. So
it does amplify, right? So and it's fun that way.
Well, good. Sounds like it's going to be a good show.
It's going to be great.
All right. So again, this weekend, next weekend, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night. There's going to be a matinee this Saturday at 2 o'clock.
This Saturday.
Okay, tickets at the Performing Arts Center. Or,
Yep,
just go ahead and check it. So, compared to shows you've done in the past, how do you feel about this one? How do you feel about your part?
The character
Is
itself,
this one of the
or
best? Just
well,
be a
speaking
part of this
for me,
process. Yeah.
this is my biggest part ever.
Really?
Really.
Okay.
I would say it really is. I don't count that Claudius in Hamlet from 18 years ago. It's just, that would have rivaled it, but I don't count it. Let's forget about it. I never mentioned it, all right? This has been a real challenge, and I vacillate between extreme overconfidence and utter despair.
Milo's doing fabulously.
I think it's going to be my best work ever. I have worked so hard on it.
Well, here's the question.
You would not
How does
believe.
Cynthia feel about it?
I don't know yet.
You don't know?
I don't know yet. She's been very good.
I've always known exactly how
she is
felt.
holding her tongue.
Really? Okay.
We'll find out after the play closes, I'm sure.
No, there was one time getting towards the end in It's Only a Play when Cynthia was directing. She looked at me and said, Mike, I can't criticize you anymore. I don't know how I've gotten away with criticizing you as much as I have. It's just my calm, meek nature is what it is. So how do you feel about this role as compared to others?
I love this role. She's kind of one of those characters that you kind of love to hate, and I haven't had a ton of those in my acting career. So this is great. It's fun. It's fun. There's a moment where she kind of has this huge epiphany that's been probably obvious to everybody else.
Right.
And for somebody who feels like she's pretty competent and on top of things, it's this great moment to just kind of watch her. I hope it's this great moment. It feels good to me. I hope it's this great moment to watch her kind of fall apart.
No, I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to be there this Saturday night. But hey, talking with Meg Kapler and Milo Clanky, they're in Music Theater Wenatchee's production of An Inspector Calls coming up. But hey, we got to take a quick break. We'll come back and say goodbye in a minute, but hey, stick around. Street Talk and other stuff, we will be right back. So.
The agents of Kennedy Real Estate Group are committed to providing the ideal client experience. We believe in the power of relationships. Why? Because we don't just work here, we live here. From the nonprofits we serve, the parks where we play, and the local businesses we support, our team understands the value of living in the Wenatchee Valley. Let's begin your real estate story.
If you are looking for dependable car service and repair, visit the good guys at Quick Lube and Tune. They've been keeping cars and trucks in the Wenatchee Valley running smooth for 35 years. Quick Lube and Tune is your hometown shop for a 10-minute oil change, complete tune-ups, alignments, brakes, mufflers, air conditioning service, and more. Get more life out of your vehicle by bringing it to the local guys you can trust at Quick Lube and Tune on South Wenatchee Avenue.
Hey folks, Lehman here with Crown Furniture and Mattress. Folks, there's no question if you're looking for top quality furniture and mattresses, Crown Furniture and Mattress is the place for you. Whether it's Flex Steel's patented blue steel spring, Englander's 120 years of innovation, or Stanton's incredible comfort. Folks, we have it all. So stop by and see us today at 736 South Wenatchee Avenue.
Abby says thank you to our thousands of pizza-loving friends from our first 60 years. From our family to yours, thank you. This January, Abby's is proud to offer our classic Big Hawaiian Pizza at a very special price. Order now at abbeys.com or join us in our parlor for a legendary pizza tradition.
Okay, we're back. Hey, thanks for tuning in, but I want to say thank you very much, Milo. Thanks for being here. Always good to see you, Meg.
Absolutely. My pleasure.
Good. It's my pleasure, too. Thanks very much. Hey, An Inspector Calls this weekend and next. Don't miss it. Hey, but thanks for tuning in. Street Talk and other stuff. We will see you next week. Bye-bye.
Get ready to go across the country meeting the future stars of the basketball world. We'll be going coast to coast like butter on toast from California to New Jersey, introducing you to some of the country's top prospects. We'll hear from a 5-star recruit in Atlanta, as well as one of the top players on the girls' side in Washington, D.C. Plus, former NFL defensive back Eric Berry will chat with us in this week's Journey to Greatness. That's all coming up next on Sports Stars of Tomorrow. Welcome to the show. I'm Charles Davis. A few years ago, we visited Tampa Catholic, where we met current NBA player Kevin Knox. We recently returned to that school to meet his